Welcome to the Amigo Cartcast, the podcast where we roll through the ins and outs of material handling with Amigo carts. I'm your host, Samantha Taylor, here with my co-host, Scott Chappell, and we're on a mission to find a better way for material handling.
Thank you, Samantha. Each episode will explore the innovative features, success stories, and the endless possibilities that Amigo material handling carts bring to the table. Let's roll into a world of efficiency, innovation, and endless possibilities. This is the Amigo Cartcast.
Welcome back to the Amigo Cartcast. This is episode 2 of 2. We have Jen, our Director of Business Development, here in studio today, sharing with us how our industrial line got started with Amigo. Our last episode with Jen was going so well with some amazing stories. So we want to go ahead and wrap up that conversation with this episode.
So let me ask you real quick, Jen, because when I started in 17, I believe you attended ProMat in Chicago, Illinois, and tell us kind of how, because 16, I think we had a different distribution system, and then I think you switched it up. So give us kind of an idea what you did in 17 or what changed.
So 15 and 16, we spent a lot of time focusing on local sales, testing the market. I did a lot of demos, which was so fun, getting in to see all these facilities and talk to people and get ideas for the products. It was so different from what I'd been doing before. I think that's a common theme. All of us have come from such a different background, Samantha too, and Scott, and we've learned a lot about the industrial market. So we were testing out the waters and selling direct locally in Michigan, but I knew to scale this, it was such a big market, and we had to really see how did our customers buy. It's one thing for me to sell how I want to sell, but it doesn't get you very far. You have to look at how your customers want to buy. Doesn't matter how great of a salesperson you are. You kind of have to do what the customers need and want and already currently do. So I got in touch with a local material handling dealer, and he introduced me to his material handling rep that he worked with, which was John McCartney. John McCartney came up to Amigo, visited in person, toured our facility, met, and then we went to the ProMat show in Chicago. And he brought the reps that he already worked with in the material handling network. So I got a chance to show and demonstrate our material handling carts to, I don't know, how many, 6, 7 reps?
There's eight of them, believe it or not, in the beginning. Yep.
So, yeah, we went from having one kind of rep locally to having the whole country covered, which was so wonderful that they saw the product, met Amigo, took a chance on us, signed up, and wanted to work with Amigo. So that helped a lot.
And in 2017, when I started back, I came back in July because I was gone for a little bit. I came back. We had our sales meeting. I think it was August of that year, maybe September. It was in the fall.
Yep.
So what we did is we not only had to kind of sell our manufacturer reps on this product line, this brand new product line that nobody really knows about, but we also had to create a relationship with them so that they would basically give us the keys to the kingdom and open up their dealer networks, because at that point you do have manufacturer reps, but where the road hits the pavement is when you actually are dealing with people locally in the field.
Yeah. And they trusted us, and they were so kind, and we've made friends out of that. And in the show notes, maybe we can post a picture from that first sales meeting. I know we have one. Yeah, visit myamigo.com/podcast.
But you're 100%
from this episode.
Jen, you just hit the nail on the head. And that's a part of this that people kind of miss, is that when they came up, they liked the company, and they still like the company and how we work. And we're just kind of magnetic, right? I mean, you come in, you meet everybody here, and you just feel really good. When you say you're a family company and you do it the right way, but it's 100. I mean, I realize we're biased because we work here, but it is real. It is true. And that is part of why we still have those reps today that are continuing to promote this product for us.
I think and I hope that people, when they get to know Amigo, they know that we are in this for the long haul. We're not looking to build and sell the company in the next 5 years and squeak out as high as profits as we can. We are here to build relationships and to earn people's trust And I think it went a long way with our industrial material handling reps is showing them in the grocery and retail industry. We've had reps that have been with us for 20, 30 years. And we really want to work together with people on this and let's grow this together and do the right thing. So I think that helped lend some credibility to this industry too. So then Samantha joined our industrial sales team.
I was just going to say things didn't get really spicy until I joined. I love hearing the history and how this all came about. But so I joined the industrial team. I guess officially it wasn't until 2023. So it's only been a year.
Gosh, hard to believe.
I know it feels like
It's been a long year.
Okay, all right. Hence why Scott's on the road today and not in the office.
No, I don't think he traveled as much when I was here. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love Samantha.
Too funny. But now that you mentioned that, travel, what we found is through these manufacturer reps and through the local material handling dealers, that is where we've really shined the most, and we've tried, and we're successfully growing this market, and that is by traveling, by providing the local demonstrations, by showing people what we do that is different and how we move people and products differently, because that's basically what we do. But this kind of all comes full circle because think about this, everybody. Al started a sit-down product for somebody that couldn't get around in 1968 from a company that made a stand-up model. And it wasn't until, let's say, 2015, 16, when we started developing this, you started developing this, Jen, that now all of a sudden in 17, we have a stand-up model for another segment of the market.
Yeah.
So I just learned that. That's very
insightful,
very cool. And it gets me thinking about, because you've referenced a couple things about, always looking to the next 50. And I think, what did Scott say? He said a breath of fresh air. Like each market that he's kind of helped has been a breath of fresh air. So that is one of Amigo's values, is looking to the next 50. And Al Thieme has always been the visionary, like what's the word?
The man.
Dad.
The man, yeah. Okay, we're going to edit all that out. But Al Thieme has definitely been the visionary, the driver, yes absolutely, to think about what the future looks like. And now in your role, talking about business development, I'm just curious, can you share with us anything? We all know the industrial market is kind of the up-and-coming hot thing that we are very much focused on.
Cool Kids Club. We all want to be part of it. That's why it's so fun for me to be part of this podcast today. I miss industrial.
Well, can we also say, too, not because I know we touched on this briefly, that, you do oversee our marketing efforts, but a lot of that is to help grow business. And the podcast was another Jen idea. So I think
so then why did it take, how many episodes are we in?
We had to make sure we had a great listener base. and now after that, watch it skyrocket.
I didn't plan on being part of any podcast, but yes, it took me how long to get invited as a guest? No, I'm kidding.
15 or 20.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I appreciate it. And of course, conveniently, it's when Scott's out of the office too. He's on the road. But no, I'm teasing. I'm very happy to be part of it. But yeah, no, it's industrial was really fun for me to be part of it. I think I was in industrial sales for maybe 4 or 5 years. And then during that time, I took marketing back over. And then we continued to grow our team because for a couple of years, it was just me and a sales assistant. Well, 1 year, and then me and Scott. And from there, we've continued adding to our team, and Samantha now, and we've got a couple regional territory managers. So it's been really, really exciting and fulfilling to see it grow. And I know it will continue to do great things. But in 2021, we did our first acquisition as a company, and we bought a company called Aerotow based out of Wisconsin. So completely new sales network for us, which was a very fun challenge and puzzle to figure out. We manufacture small aircraft tugs to pull people's personal airplanes. So that's been a whole new market to learn about and do. So industrial is no longer under my new business development umbrella. It's grown up. It's now officially in sales, and I've nurtured it. Yes. And so I've been focusing on Aerotow the last few years, which has been a completely different process. In industrial, we work through our material handling reps, and then they sell through a dealer and then through our end user. And that is a great way to scale it and create relationships in the industry. But for Aerotow, it's direct to consumer and mostly online. So yeah, that's been a fun thing to work on and see. As far as what's next in the future, I don't know. What do you want to sell? Where do you want to go, Samantha?
I'm sticking with industrial. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, we're always looking at, okay, what's the next sales network for us? And it's so cool because Amigos becomes so dynamic. For the first, gosh, I don't know, how many years, Scott, did we have the front drive? 20 years? 25 years?
Oh my gosh. I started in 1989 and we still had it back then. And we started in 68.
Yeah.
So there you go. I
We
mean,
had
quite a
one
few
product
years.
that we built the company on, and it did so well. So it's just incredible to see how diverse and dynamic our products have become. But I think there's a lot of opportunity to pull some products from all these different sales markets and sell to a new market. So I don't know where we'll go next. Maybe it's hotels, hospitals, amusement parks.
all of the above.
All of the above.
The
All of
sky
the
is the
above.
limit.
Yes, yes. But the material handling products that we have now can be used in so many different ways. I mean, part of my favorite things when going to do an in-person demo, and you guys know this, I mean, you go in and you get a group of people, maybe 2 people agree to the meeting, right? And then a few more come over, and then a few more come over, and you tell them about the product, and then you start to hear them brainstorm. Like, wait, this would be great to restock our assembly lines, or our maintenance person could use this. They can clean the bathrooms faster and get bathroom to bathroom, or mail delivery in our office area. There's just the different ways to use these products is endless. So that's been a really fun thing to see. And when you do in-person demos, it really like lights that up.
Gets the wheels turning. Absolutely. I think one thing that is also really cool about our material handling carts is not only in that industrial setting that we're kind of maybe used to seeing and doing demos for, and they start brainstorming, but we have recently even seen a need in different markets. So we've sold some through a dealer to a local hospital down in the Southeast Territory. We also have been in casinos. We've been in nurseries. Like there's so many different applications that sometimes it's easy to look at maybe manufacturing settings where they are using it for housekeeping reasons or to fill their assembly line. But there's so many different uses. Event centers we've done demos for. So that's just a few of the things that you just never know what the need is until you go to show up and do the demo.
Did you know that one of our distributors used, was it a Max Pro, I think, at a local zoo for when they had to do veterinary work on a lion?
Oh,
They would use it to move the lion when it was under anesthesia.
can we get a good picture of
I
that?
wish. I know. Isn't that so
That's
cool?
intense.
And then they also used it in a bank. They were moving a lot of money. So yeah, there's been so many uses for these material handling carts. It's been really cool to see. We see right now the biggest success is in warehouse fulfillment centers and distribution centers. That's where we're seeing the most success. But really, I mean, take our sales team into any facility and we will find a great use for you. The Dow Event Center local, they use it. They were struggling moving salt to salt their sidewalks. And so they use that to run all around the arena. And I think t-shirt and promotional goods they were using it for. So yeah, it's fun. There's endless opportunities with this product line.
Normally at the end of our podcast, normally we have like an actual customer visit or somewhere that we've gone or a dealer we've worked with. And I think
I feel like Jen
uh
should share her favorite story of doing
yes, I
demos
think
in her
perfect.
sales
Oh
days.
gosh, I don't know
I can
about
think of
favorite, but
one. The
memorable.
one that you like to talk about is when you were like 7 months pregnant
Oh,
Oh,
and
so
walking
listen,
through like a 1,000,000 square foot facility.
so
Jed,
bad.
this is a unique story.
Yeah, there's a local automotive manufacturing facility that is huge. And I was very pregnant. And I was walking through the facility getting a tour, starting a relationship with them. And unfortunately, Scott wasn't there with me, but it was me and a lot of managers and executives. And I was so pregnant and I almost passed out in the back of this facility. And I had to sit down And I just remember them all saying, "Oh no, what if she has a baby? What do we do? How do we carry her? She's 7 months pregnant. We can't firemen carry her." And I'm like, "I'm okay. I will not have the baby back here." But yeah, I really wish Scott or Samantha would have been with me. They were. You could have said, "She's fine. She's fine.
She's fine.
She'll make it." But
That
yeah,
could be the best demo ever.
I don't know. Yeah, they did go on to buy 6, I think.
They probably felt like they needed a few to get people from point A to point B a little bit faster when they're going to pass out.
I think I actually did when I came to made that quip and say, I didn't fully pass out, but yes, when I was feeling better, I said, well, if you had an Amigo Dex, I could have just sat on the back and you could have wheeled me right out and avoided this problem of how to carry a hugely pregnant woman through your facility. But yeah. And then another time we were at a facility on the west side of Michigan. And they were going to try 2 Amigo carts, I think. And Scott, did we bring 4? Maybe they just want to try 1. So Scott and I drive over.
They tried 1, yes.
So Scott and I drive over to the west side of Michigan. We do this great demo. And I remember that was another time when more people just kept coming over and saying, I could use it for this and I could use it for this. And we're getting ready to leave. And we asked for the sale. We said, okay, do you want to keep this one? Do you want to buy one? We can ship you another. And he said, yeah, it went really well. And then we're like, well, how about 4? We got 4 in the car.
Take them all.
And he placed a PO for 4 later. Isn't that right? Or did he get 6 eventually?
No, that location in Walker, Michigan, which is up by Grand Rapids, they actually purchased 4 of our Dex Pro Pluses. And then it wasn't until later that their Portage location in Michigan honestly purchased 6 of our Dex Pros.
Yeah.
So yes.
That was a very fun sales call. We were hoping to unload one, and then we were just
so excited.
Hey, what about 4? Pushing our luck, and what do you know? It happened. Yeah. So those early days were really fun. And one of our first demos on the road was to Columbus, right?
Yes.
How far of a drive is it one way? Was it 6 hours?
4 hours. 4 hours.
I think it was 6. Probably with the stops we had to make. I think it was 6. And Scott was gung-ho, and he said, yep, I'll drive us there and back in one day, because I had a baby at home and couldn't leave them overnight. And so he said, nope, I got it. And I have never had a road trip go by so fast than I did with Scott. We just solidified being best friends on that road trip. It was so great. So easy to talk to. We had so much fun. We had a really great demo down there. Oh, and then we stopped to meet with the material handling dealer too. And as Scott remembers, as I had a baby at home, I was breastfeeding, so we had to make a few stops. So he says it was a 4-hour trip. I feel like it was a 6-hour trip because I had to stop and pump a few times. And Scott is a father of 5. And nothing phases him, but I did kick him out of the car to wander around a gas station. I'm like, go sell an Amigo if you can, but you got to leave me alone for 10 minutes. So he's just the absolute best person to travel with. So go with the flow, easygoing, and makes every trip fun. And it really, when we started doing demos on the road, because Scott and I did a lot of them. I did a lot before he came, just locally. Well, within Michigan. And then Scott really started doing them more, and he got a van. And then when we started partnering with our dealers and reps, that's when it took off. And we saw, okay, demos are the best way to sell this product. I mean, what's our percentage? How many demos go to sales? Do you know, Samantha?
Oh my goodness, off the top of my head.
I feel like years ago it was like 80%. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in that range. It really goes really well once you show it.
Yeah, and people want to see it, and it's just, I don't know, Scott, you make things fun. Maybe Samantha and I need to do a road trip too. We haven't.
Oh my goodness, that would be a hoot.
Done that initiation yet, but no, I really do miss doing the demos on the road because you learn so much, and it's so fun to see how all these businesses work, even take apart from the selling side of it, just learning about other manufacturers and companies, in America who are hustling and trying to make it work and provide jobs for all the people in their facilities. And if we can help with them with that and right size their material handling carts, I'm proud if Amigo can be part of that.
It's awesome. Yeah, you definitely get to get close with the people that you go on the road with kind of quickly.
Rain, shine, snow, pregnant, breastfeeding, anything sick, Scotty's along for the ride.
We had a job to do, Jen, and we still do.
We do. Nothing can stop us. I think truly, we say that we're a family business, and like it or not, you work long enough with any one of us, Scott, Samantha, Trish, me, you become family.
Yeah, absolutely.
For
That's
better,
another
for
core
worse,
value.
we're together.
Treat
I agree.
coworkers like family.
I agree
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has been fun, Jen. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with us how the Amigo Industrial came to life. I think I learned a few things, as I'm sure our listeners did as well. And the stories are always fun. It's great to hear more of the people behind the product. So we really appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me part of it.
Scotty, are you ready?
I'm going to try.
Well, hold it. Thank you again, Jen. You started this, and you've allowed me in 17 to come back to doing something that I loved. That I started obviously with Amigo in 2000 or 1989, but it was a real breath of fresh air in 17. So thank you. But yes, Samantha, I am ready.
All right. Until next time,
Keep it rolling.
And that wraps up another episode of the Amigo Cartcast. We hope you enjoy this exploration into finding a better way for material handling with Amigo carts. Be sure to subscribe, as well as go to myamigo.com/podcast to see pictures and videos mentioned in today's episode.
Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, keep rolling with Amigo.
Until next time,
Keep it rolling.
keep it rolling.